Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously wherever you are in the world. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, beam me up, Scotty. My juice little light. Thank you, little light, you're delicious and bright. Now then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers-by. And I hope that you too are having a super duper and wonderful time wherever you are in the world, and that life is also treating you most wonderfully, okay? So much love to you all, my delicious little babies. Now then, the weather in our neck of the woods in the old UK, well, no wind, no rain. So there's no wind, there's no rain, and, well, it's dry. And it's pretty warm, actually, okay, my delicious little babies, but no sun, okay, no sunshine, okay, rather cloudy, you know, a lot of grey, okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so I have 3 pieces of information today, my delicious little babies, okay, and then I'll have a little talk about a few things, you know, after I've given out the information, okay? And thank you to anybody, even if you take on board, you know, any of the information that I give out, then you happen to look at other videos that I give out information on, and then you pass them on. So thank you for that, okay? That's all I ever ask, okay? Because, you know, more and more need to be aware of these things, okay? And you know, it just seems that the putrid box in the corner of the room does not want to give out the information, okay? So it means that others, God bless, must do the job that the putrid box in the corner of the room refuses to do, okay, my delicious little babies? I've just been listening to Redacted, actually, on old YouTube, my delicious little babies. I haven't wrote it down because I was just in the middle of listening, okay, anyway. But it actually shows where is it now? In Russia, you know, ones were just going about their business, you know, just doing shopping and stuff, okay? It was on for 9 minutes and 9 seconds on YouTube, my delicious little babies. You only have to type in Redacted, and, you know, they, the present time have 2.09 million subscribers, okay, my delicious little babies. But you see where, you know, like there was a blast. Do you see what I mean? Yes. Anyway, so and apparently, you know, in the West, you know, they're you know, of course, you know, they're blaming Russia. Okay, when it is very clear that it is Ukraine. Yes. Okay, my delicious little babies. But what was it? 17. You know, man and woman passed away with this blast, and then you had a number who were injured, okay, but yeah, very sad, okay. So our prayers sorry, excuse me, go out to everybody, okay, and all in different countries as well. Just need to have a sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. You see, really, everybody needs to keep a handle on things, do you see? Because, you know, this is affecting, you know, so many globally around the world, okay, with everything that's going on. It's just putrid and awful. None of this should be happening, okay? Now then, so here's the thing, right? This is the first one, my delicious little babies. In fact, these 3 are all on BitChute, so all you have to do, my delicious little babies. I know it sounds like I repeat every time I do a video, but it's just to keep things fresh in everybody's minds, my delicious little babies. So search engine of your choice, if you could please and thank you, just click on to, you know, type in BitChute. You just scroll down, news and politics. You're straight on there, and then, you know, you'll be able to find these videos, okay? They've just all been recently uploaded, okay? My delicious babies. I was actually listening to them late yesterday evening, okay? My delicious babies, yes. So the first one, okay, now I've advertised these many times before, and of course with all of these, not in that way, not in that way, okay? Philosopher's Stern, .info pureblood, okay? My delicious little babies, this on BitChute, okay? Philosopher's Stern, .info pureblood, okay? My delicious babies. Now, this uploader happens to have 29,751 subscribers. 29,751 subscribers, okay, my delicious babies. And the video that you're looking for, okay, should read, okay, the UK health system is depopulating the elderly population through prescription medication. So I shall just repeat that once again, my delicious little babies. The UK health system is depopulating the elderly population through prescription medication. Okay, my delicious little babies, so we're going to tick this one off, yes? So keep up the good work, Philosopher's Stern, okay? God bless. Now then, yes, very interesting. Not a very long video, my delicious little babies. Not a very long video at all. But I was really pleased actually, because when I sent it out in my Dog and Burn, I did seem to get because normally if I send out videos, you know, forward them, then what I then do is I usually, when I'm done doing all that, I just delete everything. But I just wanted to see, you know, how many, God bless them all, how I love them all so. Well, you know what I'm saying, don't you? Not in that way, not in that way, okay? Because I've got some beautiful, dear little friends in my Dog and Burn, do you know what I mean? As well as my beautiful, dear little daughters, okay? But then I've had others, you know, to do with healing and things like this. Well, of course, you know, I love my beautiful little daughters, how I love them so. I love my beautiful little friends, how I love them so, okay? But of course, I do not know the others, you know, that well to say that I, you know. But for me, I just love the world, okay? My delicious little babies. Anyway, just get on with this, okay? So, and I was really pleased actually at how many had actually watched this video that I sent out. I was really pleased with the outcome. Do you see what I mean? So it does seem, okay, so this is not like to be disrespectful or anything, but it does seem that more there we are watching these videos, do you see? So that's really good news. So thank you to everybody in my Dog and Burn who I've posted it to. Now then, very interesting indeed this is, and this is to do with this man, okay, is talking to our lovely, not in that way with anyone, okay, our lovely Gareth Ark, okay, you know, our lovely David Arks, you know, not in that way, one of his dear sons, okay. Very interesting indeed, my delicious little babies, but like I said, it's not a long video, okay, my delicious little babies, okay, but well worth a listen to, okay. And especially for anybody who lives in our UK, okay, my delicious little babies. It's not the UK itself, it's the putrid who are running it. Do you see what I mean? Yes, who are puppets for others, do you see? My delicious little babies. They should get a backburn, okay, get off the effing backside and stand with us. Do you see what I mean? Instead of being greedy effing little hogs, okay? Putrid little critters, right? Who only self-serve themselves, okay? And for others are probably, there we are, being blackmailed and all these things, yes? You know, and you get too deep into the pit, if you get me. My delicious little babies. Now then, and others are just what I call flipping power hungry. You know what I mean? It's like they stick the little suits on, do you know what I mean? And they think, oh, I'm powerful, look at me. Do you know what I mean? What they are is just little men in little suits, you know, you strip them down, they're just like you and I. You know, they shout the same, they eat the same, they do all things the same, do you know what I mean? But the certain things that they do not do the same, okay? We do not go around murderer, you know, go around deliberately murdering others. Do you see? My delicious little babies. I mean, of course you are going to have some issues, you know, here and there, you know, in different parts of the world, okay? And this is no matter where we live. Do you see what I mean? You will have some issues, okay? Very sadly, okay? But I mean, hopefully, you know, something can be done, or, you know, whoever they are can get some form of help, do you see? But to me, no, they're no different to us. It's just that they feel as if they're more powerful, there we are, than us. Do you see what I mean? When actually they're not. Okay? What they are is waitresses and waiters. That's what they are. Do you know what I mean? They should be coming to us. Do you say? My delicious babies. Anyway, I'll just keep going on about it. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? But that's a good video to listen to. My delicious babies, please and thank you. Next one. So this is under, on old BitChute, this is under Strange News. Strange News. My delicious babies, okay? This uploader happens to have 5,688 subscribers. 5,688 subscribers, okay, under Strange News. The video should read, okay, Russia threatens to nuke USA. Great replacement. Tucker, no lockdowns, they will start a hot war. So I will just repeat that once again, my delicious babies. Russia threatens to nuke USA, great replacement, then Tucker, no lockdowns, they will start a hot war. Okay, my delicious babies. Now then, so this is very interesting indeed, you see, because this uploader, and of course, you know, like I said, not in that way, not in that way, he shows all different clips, put it that way. Okay, my delicious little babies, he shows all different clips, okay, of things, okay. Very interesting. I think the video was only about, I think it was about over 10 minutes long, I think, or something like that, okay. Or could have been, well, I don't know, it could have been 20 minutes long actually. Could have been 20 minutes, my delicious babies, okay. So yeah, very interesting indeed that was, yeah. Okay, my delicious babies. Now finally, out of all the videos, we have, now I've mentioned these before as well, this uploader, sorry, okay, not in that way, like I said. Mr. K for kitten, F for Freddy, Mr. KF, never give up. That's the uploader, my delicious little baby, so I'll just repeat once again. Mr. KF, never give up. This uploader happens to have 2,524 subscribers, my delicious little baby, so I'll repeat once again. 2,524 subscribers. Now, with this one here, it should read, okay, my delicious little babies, the EU's, you know, sinister Digital Services Act is a massive attack on our free speech. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, with this sort of lurder, what he's or she's done, I should imagine it's a he. He's a he, sorry. What he's done is actually taken part of, you know, with Redacted, who I mentioned at the beginning, who I also mentioned on other videos. He's clearly taken a certain, you know what I mean, for the video off Redacted, and then he's uploaded it onto his channel. Do you see what I mean? That's what he's done, because I know this because I watch Redacted. Okay, my delicious babies on YouTube. Now, this is all to do with free speech, yes? So we're back to this again, which, you know, we've all been talking about, yes? Now, what it is with this is that there's an Irish gentleman talking to Clayton Morris, you know, who's our lovely, not in that way with them all, our lovely little Natalie Morris's husband, okay? And what it is, you know, they're discussing about free speech, you know, that can be classed as, well, you see, what it is, you know, like you can get things like, you know, with social media. So you can get like Facebook and different places like, sorry, excuse me. Sorry, please excuse me. I don't know what's happening to me this morning. Sorry. Like Facebook and different you know, social media channels, okay? And what this is all about, okay, is that, you know, what they're wanting to do is completely get rid of any free speech at all, okay? So that nobody can speak about anything because it's classed as, you know, misinformation, disinformation, which of course, you know, we've heard about a lot about this, you know, in just over 3 years. Do you see what I mean? Those two words especially. Okay, my delicious little babies. And of course, you know, it's classed as, you know, if you say something that somebody doesn't like, you know, we know who, then, you know, then it's classed as hate speech, okay? When what you and I out here, my delicious little babies, would call, there we are, a freedom of speech and just being honest, you know, with our views and everything. Do you see? My delicious babies, but of course, you know, this is not how they are liking things. Do you see what I mean? Yes, because basically they want everybody to shut the gobs, you know, not to say anything, to shut their mouths, and not have a different point of view, because who is running things, okay, they only want their one world view, okay? There we are, nobody else's. Do you see? So this is, now some may see it, I know that not everybody will, but some may see this as being not very important. Well, I can well assure you now, my delicious little babies, that this is extremely important, okay, my delicious little babies, okay? And of course, you know, they're also wanting as well to bring in where, you know, harsher punishments, shall we say, okay? This is very serious, my delicious little babies, okay? For, you know, for what's going on. Okay, my delicious little babies. And of course, you know, it's happening in the UK and it's happening in other places as well, okay, around the world, okay? So that's the three there. So I'm going to close my book. That's all the information, yes. Now then, I'm going to, because I'm just saving these till last. So I happened to be talking to somebody yesterday. I mean, I will not say who it was. I was, you know, talking to. Well, you know, we were, you know, messaging each other, one another, and they happened to say that, you know, because I've talked about the zuzums, there we are, for years now. There we are, a very long time, and they happened to say that, you know. There was like this dust, you know, they had their car cleaned, yes, and there was like this this dust, you know, that landed, you know, on the car, okay? And of course, you know, it was happening on other cars as well, not just, you know. Anyway, then something else I'd heard, my delicious babies, only what I heard, is that somebody, because it had happened to their car, okay, and they actually took this dust to somebody else, you know, to check out what it is. Okay, my delicious babies, and well, it turned out that this is not supposed to be in our atmosphere. My delicious little babies, do you see what I'm saying to you? My delicious little babies, yes? Okay. Anyway, so there's that. And then, of course, you know, then we were talking about, you know, because we were messaging like, you know what I mean? And then we was talking about, you see, I mentioned this a while back, okay? And I'm sure that for most of you, you will remember this. It was in, is it Cumbria? In our UK. I'm pretty sure it was Cumbria. And what kept happening was they kept having floods, okay? And then who was popping up, you know, once businesses were ruined and others' homes, God bless everybody, and the homes were ruined, you know, because they were flooded out, you know, and of course for most, you know, they wouldn't be able to get any insurance even though they're insured, because apparently it's an act of God. It seems to be that around the world. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? But as we very well know, things like this, I do not feel personally, my delicious babies, is an act of God at all. Okay, because God would not want to flood and do all of the things. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? I really cannot see that myself. Anyway, so and then who should turn up? Is that the fake king of the UK, of England? My delicious babies, you know, his hands behind his back, you know. Oh dear, 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 what has happened here? Do you get me? My delicious sick babies. Yeah, he's popping up a number of times, he was. Because over there, God bless them, they were getting flooded flipping big times. Well, of course, as anyone knows, you know, anything like whether it's Cumbria or whether it's another one that came into me, okay, I'm just telling you about different places, yes? Or like the Lake Districts or anything like that. Well, they're beautiful places. There we are. Do you see what I mean? Yes? So it's just really, you know, strange how that would happen. Okay? And that was some years back now. And something else which came to be nodded, but I never thought of it at the time. I thought about it this morning. There's a place in Birmingham, okay, where I'm from, you know, Brummyland, okay, that's called Selly Oak, okay. I forgot about this one. I really forgot about this one, and this was some years back now. And anybody else is in the UK, Martin babies, I'm pretty sure that you should remember this, okay. And what happened was, well, that was flooded, and there's universities down there and everything. Do you know what I mean? In fact, you know, usually it's thriving around there, you know, with businesses and things like this. Do you see what I mean? Because you have a lot of students, do you see what I mean, who go to the university in Selly Oak. Anyway, but that got flooded some years ago as well. Yeah? Do you see? My delicious little babies, yes? Well, that's not far, actually, from... used to be the old Selly Oak Hospital, and which isn't there anymore. It's now the QE, Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, okay. Fake Queen Elizabeth, okay. And of course, it's also not far from Bourneville, which is only like a hop, skip and a jump just up the road, which was Cadbury's, which got sold off to America, didn't they? Just like a number of other brands, it seems, okay, over the years. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? And I don't know if you've noticed, my delicious little babies, but you know the bars of chocolate, they're getting smaller and smaller. I've noticed that. You know, before they used to be like this. I remember that all those decades ago. Not anymore. My delicious little babies, for a lot, they're very small. Do you see? Packed with sugar. Do you see to me, my delicious little babies? But of course, you know, I'm not going to knock anybody out there, you know, if you're a super duper chocolate lover, you know what I mean? Yes, because I mean, you know, there are millions in the world, you know, they like a bit of chocolate, you know, to get their little chocky fix. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes, God bless, okay? So I'm not saying that, I was just making a point anyway. So yeah, so it's not far from Bourneville. And again, that's really beautiful around there, do you know what I mean, in Bourneville, okay? Anyway, so yeah, so that's that. But yeah, it just came to mind. So, you know, I was just mentioning that. But anyway, let me just continue with what I'm saying just to finish this off. So anyway, so yeah, we come to the conclusion that, and we're not going to be surprised one bit, my delicious little babies. No, we're not going to be surprised one bit, okay? If let's just say there's going to be some more issues, you know, in the UK and, you know, in other places. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes. Because I just feel that, well, I'm not going to say no more about that. Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm sure that you all know my views by now, my thoughts on things, okay? And very lastly, you know, when, you know, because last Sunday was my birthday, my 50th, yes? And the day before, I had, you know, because my beautiful little lamp, you know, which, you know, you can all see, my delicious little babies, is very sadly not no longer with us, okay? But please, dear God, and thank you that she went to a beautiful home that somebody would have really appreciated her. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? Anyway, and please, God, you know, and I did say, you know, that they can, you know, for them to have whatever they want. Do you understand what I mean? I bless the lamp, okay? Anyway, and I said to you that the grey, you know, I thought the purple would go, but the grey went just boom like this, yes? You know, smashed into lots of little pieces, okay? A million little pieces, okay? Well, anyway, oh, the sun's now out. The sun has got his hat on. Hip, 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 hooray. So, yeah, well, anyway, so I've had a message sent to me yesterday evening, my delicious little babies, to inform me. I do apologise about the dog and bird, my delicious little babies. I should get back to whoever it is. I will get back to you shortly. Okay, my delicious little babies, whoever you may be. Now then, well then, I received a very sad message, my delicious little babies, the wind's picking up, that somebody who I know, okay, just over the back of me, my delicious little babies, and I did help her, there we are, I did help this dear lady at a point, okay. I'll explain the story how I met her, okay, just very briefly. Well, anyway, on the Saturday, the day before my birthday, 2nd of September, well, very sadly, it was the end of her dear life, okay, because she had the dementia. Okay, my delicious little babies, God bless her, God bless her, God bless you, darling, right? And, well, I mean, she was, I'd say she was about 90, okay? Anyway, but that was really sad news. And, you know, when I received the message, I said, well, when did this happen, you know, to let me know? And I said, well, when, very sadly, did she pass, God bless? Said, last Saturday, Carla, do you see what I mean? I said, oh, I said, that's the day before my birthday. Really strange because, and at the time, because usually, I get smells and different things, my delicious little babies. It's really hard for me to explain what I'm saying to you, okay? So I'm just going to explain it the best way I can. And there was a number of days leading up, there was 3 days leading up, and in my bedroom, I could smell when I woke up. And not only that, the smell was going right up my nose, my nostrils. The early hours of the morning, there we are as well. This is something that usually happens to me, my delicious little babies, okay? This is nothing unusual now, okay? And I thought, but the smell, it's really hard to explain. It was a smell that was like, like an elderly, like a herm or something like that. It's really hard to explain, my delicious little babies, yes. I know what I'm talking about anyway. I mean, my beautiful dear Nana, God bless her beautiful dear little soul, her herm never used to smell this way, okay, because all have all different smells, yes. But I got that smell, there we are, for the past 3 days, and it was a similar smell to when my lovely, God bless the beautiful dear little souls, the beautiful dear little husband and wife who used to live next door to us, yes. It was a similar smell to that, my delicious little babies, yes. And I had it for about 3 days. And it was coming and going, the smell was. And I thought, hang on a minute, I thought there's something. Then leading up to when I was just informed yesterday evening, my delicious little babies, okay? Leading up, I had 3 days where my left eye was jumping at different times, and I thought, I'm either going to hear bad news or there's going to be disappointment. And 2 days ago, there was a little robin who came into my garden. Now, robins are usually classed as good luck, for most, yes, okay? So when they see a little robin, everybody feels blessed. I mean, because there's such beautiful little birdies, aren't there? But they also say that they carry the souls of anyone who's passed away. That's just to say, okay, my delicious little babies. So anyway, this little robin came into the garden and just sat there and perched itself, just staring at me. Do you see what I mean? Now, I remember when I heard about beautiful dear little couple they were married over 70 years together next door. God bless the beautiful dear little souls. There was 2 robins, little baby robins, on the front of their grass. And then that's when I got told, not long after, that the birth had, passed over. God rest the beautiful dear little souls. And then over the back, when I mentioned about another beautiful dear little couple, because the dear husband went first and the dear wife, they're only very young, okay, in the other road. There were 2 robins again came into our garden. Do you see? So that's how, to me, that's how I work. That's how dear spirit, there we are, lets me know. Do you see what I mean? I was getting this smell. And then, as soon as I heard that message, got the message, yesterday evening, my left eye stopped jumping. Look at that. See what I mean? So I knew I was going to hear something. But it was so strange, like when I said that the lamp, everything, and that was the same day, God bless the beautiful dear lady's soul that she passed. Look at that. Do you see? Okay? But I'll tell you how we first met. I'm not going to bore you, my delicious little babies. Anyway, to me, this is important anyway. And thank you to the dear sir who informed me. In fact, I'll speak to him later, okay? Because the beautiful dear little family, husband and wife and son and daughter, beautiful little family, yes? Anyway, so what a grown up now, the bands. No, what happened was I was walking around with little Rubes, okay? My beautiful little Rube Tuesday. I was walking around, okay? And when was this now? It's got to be a couple of years ago. It's got to be. And anyway, so somebody had said to me, and in fact it was this dear gentleman. That's what it was. That's how it happened, okay? And I'm just walking around, minding my own business. And he shouted, Carla. I said, yes, there's, I cannot get into this dear lady's flat. I said, oh. I said, what number is it, please? Okay, I said, well, what's wrong? And he says, well, I keep ringing because he helped her a lot, okay? Oh, God bless. He was like a dear son, honestly, please, God. He was like a dear son to her. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? Anyway, because she never really had any family as such, okay? And her dear husband had passed over. Do you understand what I mean? Many years before, God bless, okay? But she was only very tiny, but she used to like to do, her own gardens and things like this. But for some reason, he could not get her on the dog and burn. So I said, well, what number is it? And he told me. But anyway, he was talking to another dear neighbour. So she's there, yes. And the other dear neighbour, who's also elderly, was down. So he was talking. He said, I'll be up there in a minute, Carla. I said, all right. So I looked through the windows to say, and I looked through the letterbox and I was shouting her name. I will not say her name, okay? And certainly out of respect, okay? And so I was shouting her name. I said, are you all right? I said, and like trying to look through the windows. Do you see what I mean? But the curtains were a little bit. So I went back again and I thought, okay. I thought I've got to get an answer. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, because it's very clear that, the dear lady had clearly had a fall. So she clearly could not get up. Do you see? So I called again and then she went, I could just hear her faintly. She said, I've fallen. Do you see? So I said, okay. I said, do you have any keys anywhere? Do you have anything? I said, for me to get in to help you. Do you see? Okay. Well, anyway, what happened was, because at this point, the dear gentleman was still talking to the elderly lady, right, concerning this dear lady who I'm talking about now. Okay, my delicious babies, I'm just hoping you could just keep up with me here, okay? So, a back door, yes, it's slightly opened, just a tiny bit, just enough for me to get me hand in, okay? Now, I never had no mobile dog and burn on me, never had nothing to even call an ambulance, so I had to wait for him to come up the road, for him to use his dog and burn to call an ambulance, do you see? So I said, okay. I said, what I'm going to do, I said, I'm going to put my hand, I said, in the door, I said, it'll just fit. I said, then I can lift the chain. Do you see what I mean? Yes, because her inside door happened to be open ajar. So I said, so we can just get in this bit. I said, then we can get in. Do you see what I mean? He said, I do not think that's a very good idea, Carla. He said, because that's breaking and entering. I said, the point is, I said, there we are. I said, so we have to get in. Do you see? I said, that's the point. I said, the poor dear lady, we do not know what state she's in. Do you see? So I put my hand in anyway and I managed to lift the chain. He was there, okay, and we informed other neighbours, said, the dear lady's clearly had a fall. Do you see? So we did that. I put the kettle on, went into it, and what had happened was she fell in the bedroom and she fell in between the wardrobe and the bed. Do you see what I mean? Yes. So it's like she was like sort of, God bless her, slumped. Do you see what I mean? So she couldn't, so I said, okay. So I thought just to get her more comfortable and everything, yes, I called the ambulance and I stayed with her anyway. I did, I did stay. I mean, he stayed, God bless him, for as long as he could. But he said then he was going to, be back later and then, she would have to go to hospital, then he'd go to the hospital. Do you see what I mean? Yes. Well, so I made her a cup of Rosalie, helped her to drink a tea and everything, okay? And, she was tired, because she couldn't go to the toilet either, because that's the whole point. What she was trying to do was to go to the toilet and she fell, do you see? So I stayed with her and the ambulance was, 2 hours for the ambulance, my delicious little babies. But then she was in a hospital then, for a number of days. But what had happened was she'd done something to, because her hands and everything, because she had that, what was it called? Brittle burn, you know, like, so if you have a fall, you know, it can be really painful and everything, okay? But then what happened was, so then she said to, anyway, she came out of hospital. Then I got a call by this dear gentleman who's like a son to a rat. And he said, Carla, he said, could you please help Jane? Could you do some washing for her, you know, and do some other things? I said, well, yes. I said, I couldn't do it. I said, until we could get somebody else to come and help her. Do you see what I mean? Because I already had my jobs and everything. Do you see what I mean? So I was doing it all in between. Do you see what I mean? But then what I would do as well is cook her meals. Do you see? So, you know, because, you know, for her to be eating nice and healthy and everything. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And, oh, God bless her. And then she said, oh, Carla, she says, can you paint me my little shed? Can you paint that as well? I always remember, you know, there was always something to do. Do you see what I mean? Martin took babies. Oh, God bless her, okay? But then she had another fall because she wanted to do her own gardening, okay? But then she had another fall. She broke her hands, yes? And then she had another fall. So in the end, God bless her beautiful dear little soul, I could see her now. She then very sadly went into a home, which of course this dear gentleman, God bless him, was constantly, you know, going to, there we are, to visit her, okay? Because they've been dear friends now for what is it? Is it nearly 20 years? Do you see? And he's always helped her. Do you understand? Just like a son. There we are, good as gold. Do you know what I mean? Took her anywhere she wanted to go, helped her with anything. Do you see? Okay? But that's the sad part when you don't have a lot of family or something. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, you would rely on somebody else to help you. Do you see? So anyway, I've always asked how she was. I've always asked, do you understand what I mean? Yes, and her grass, God bless, was starting to really, really grow and everything. Do you understand what I mean? Every time I walk past her, I say, oh dear, and her name. I said, you'd be absolutely flipping livid looking at your grass at the moment. Do you know what I mean? She used to keep it super duper lovely, you know, back and front. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, so that's the story. So just to let you know, Marslish babies, okay, I do not go breaking into others' homes, okay? This was very important because we need to get the hand in, to get the chain up so we could get in to help the dear lady. There we are, that was the whole point of it, okay, Marslish babies, yes? But I used to go and make sure, there we are, she was all right, and so did this dear gentleman, okay? But like I said, and even her little neighbours opposite, you know what I mean, mother and Ben, mother and daughter, God bless, you know, they would be checking on her as well, and her upstairs neighbours would. Do you understand what I mean? So, you know, just to make sure everything, there we are, was all right. But yeah, the last time, you know, she just, you know, because that's what happens, see, when you're elderly, then what happens is that, you know, if you start to have a fall, do you know what I mean? And then you have another fall, and then, do you see what I mean? It's like you can no longer look after yourself. Do you see what I mean? Marslish babies, yes. But, you know, there are some dear families where they've got dear elderly, dear loved ones, do you see, where, you know, they would never put them in a home or anything. Do you see what I mean? Marslish babies, so they look after them at home, do you see? Anyway, but God bless. Yeah. But I stayed with her. I'll never forget that. That's the first ever time I ever met her. God bless her. God rest your beautiful dear little soul. Oh, lovely dear lady. Just very independent, you know. But she just, every time we said to her, please, you know, if she needs something doing, we'll get the garden, we'll get everything. Do you understand what I mean? You just please be careful. And every time, because she, you know, she used to have like a little bit of a stubbornness, you know what I mean? And she wanted to be like when she was 16, 17, do you know what I mean? But she just could not do that anymore, you know, but she'd still go out, and very sadly, then, you know, kept falling, you know, over. Do you see? God bless her. Anyway, so that's the story. I just wanted to remember her. Do you see what I mean? But I did used to do care work, you know, on and off for over 20 years anyway, you know. I worked in a few homes, you know, never particularly liked it, okay? And I used to drive out and, you know, go and look after. And sometimes, you know, on Christmas Day, on Boxing Day, on New Year's Day, you know, because some of the poor dear little elderly, they never seen a soul apart from the carer. Do you see? Then you'd be cooking them a little meal and doing things, or showering them and doing things. Do you see what I mean? And, you know, just having a talk to them just so that there's a sign of life. Do you see what I mean? Yes? Anyway, so that's the end of my video. So, you know, I know if some of you think I've just rambled on, well, you know, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Do you know what I mean? But I just want to remember the dear lady. And obviously, you know, dear gentleman, his dear beautiful self, his beautiful little family, they're just so beautiful. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? And he was as good as gold, as kind-hearted as anything. She was very blessed to have that dear gentleman, his dear little family. Do you see what I mean? Yes? Anyway, so may you rest in peace, our little angel, okay? Yeah. But that's the story there, okay? So until my next video, thank you so very much for listening, my delicious little babies, yes? And please take care of yourselves, and please try to take care of others. Please give a listening ear, because it's always very welcomed, okay? And please, a smile a day keeps the doctor away, just like a crunch, crunch. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And if you like me, a moan a day keeps the doctor away. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes? And please give a pat on the back, a shake of the old hand to some family members, to some friends, or to some work colleagues. And please tell them that they're super duper wonderful, super duper juicy, and super duper delish. And that you love them so. And please continue to lift the vibration and lift the frequency, okay? So all I ever do is, you know, just like to give out information and just to help. But I just wanted to share that little story with you. But no, I do not go around breaking into others' homes, okay? I was actually trying to help the dear little elderly lady, okay? So, you know, and, you know, that's that really, okay? But I do know that this dear gentleman, his dear little family, they're going to, there we are, God bless it, they will miss this dear little lady, you know? And he did say, he said it was, you know, really, really sad, you know, because she was nil by mouth for 4 days. Where have we heard that before? Anyway, my delicious little babies. So until my next video, thank you once again for taking the time to listen. Much love to you all, okay? Thank you. God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.